In the vast expanse of the digital realm, where memes and trends come and go like fleeting whispers, one monster emerged from the depths of the internet, leaving chaos and confusion in its wake. This wasn't your average viral sensation. This was a creature so powerful, so enigmatic, that it managed to break the very fabric of the online world we've come to know and depend on. Picture this: a seemingly ordinary day in cyberspace, filled with the usual cacophony of tweets, likes, and shares. But lurking beneath the surface, a digital behemoth was stirring, ready to unleash its fury upon unsuspecting net. Little did we know that this monster would soon become the stuff of internet legend, a phenomenon that would captivate millions and leave even the most seasoned tech experts scratching their heads in bewilderment. As the monster reared its ugly head, social media platforms trembled, servers groaned under the weight of unprecedented traffic, and hashtags multiplied like rabbits on steroids. The internet, that vast and seemingly indestructible network of information and connectivity, found itself brought to its knees by an entity that defied explanation. But what exactly was this monster? Where did it come from? And how did it manage to wreak such havoc on our digital lives? To understand the true nature of this beast, we must embark on a journey deep into the heart of the internet, peeling back layers of code and unraveling the mysteries that lie hidden in the virtual shadows. Our story begins in the darkest corners of the web, where whispers of a new force began to circulate among online communities. At first, it was nothing more than a rumor, a tall tale shared in chat rooms and forums. But as the days passed, the whispers grew louder, and the monster began to take shape. Some claimed it was a sentient AI, born from the collective consciousness of millions of connected devices. Others insisted it was a government experiment gone horribly wrong, a digital weapon that had escaped its creators and was now running amok in cyberspace. And then there were those who believed it to be something far more sinister, an otherworldly entity that had found its way into our world through the portals of the internet. As theories multiplied and speculation ran wild, the first signs of the monster's presence began to manifest. It started small, a glitch here, a frozen screen there. But soon, entire websites began to crash, their servers overwhelmed by an invisible force that seemed to defy all logic and reason. Social media platforms were the first to fall victim to the monster's rampage. Twitter, once a bustling hub of real-time information and heated debates, suddenly found itself reduced to a garbled mess of nonsensical tweets and corrupted data. Facebook's algorithms went haywire, recommending cat videos to dog lovers and sending friend requests to long-forgotten acquaintances from decades past. As panic spread and confusion reigned, the monster's influence continued to grow. Search engines began to spew out results that bore no relation to the queries entered, leading users down bizarre rabbit holes of misinformation and absurdity. Online shopping carts filled themselves with items never selected, while streaming services insisted on playing obscure documentaries about fungal growth instead of the latest blockbusters. The digital world as we knew it was crumbling, and in its place, a new and chaotic landscape was emerging, one shaped by the whims of an entity that seemed to defy all attempts at comprehension or control. Amidst the mayhem, a group of intrepid cyber sleuths emerged, determined to uncover the truth behind the monster that had broken the internet. These digital detectives, armed with nothing but their wits and an arsenal of coding skills, set out to track down the source of the chaos and put an end to its reign of terror. Their quests led them through a labyrinth of encrypted networks and hidden servers, each step bringing them closer to the heart of the mystery. Along the way, they encountered obstacles that would have deterred lesser mortals. Firewalls that seemed to adapt and evolve in real time. Data streams that twisted and turned like living entities. And AI guardians that spoke in riddles and demanded solutions to impossible puzzles. But our heroes persevered, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a burning desire to restore order to the digital realm. And as they delved deeper into the monster's domain, they began to uncover clues that hinted at its true nature. Hidden within the chaos were patterns, subtle at first, but growing more apparent with each passing day. The monster, it seemed, was not a single entity, but a collective, a swarm of interconnected programs and algorithms that had somehow achieved a form of digital sentience. This revelation sent shockwaves through the tech community. The implications were staggering. Had we inadvertently created a new form of life, one that existed purely in the realm of ones and zeros? And if so, what were our responsibilities to this digital offspring? As debates raged and ethical dilemmas multiplied, The monster continued its relentless assault on the internet. But now, armed with a greater understanding of its nature, our cyber sleuths began to formulate a plan to contain and potentially communicate with this digital entity. Their efforts culminated in a daring attempt to establish contact with the monster, using a specially designed interface that could withstand its chaotic influence. For days, they worked tirelessly, sending out signals and waiting for a response, hoping against hope that they could reason with the entity that had brought the internet to its knees. And then, just as all seemed lost, a breakthrough occurred. The monster responded, not with words or images, but with a complex series of data bursts that took weeks to decipher. When the translation was finally complete, the message left our intrepid explorers stunned and humbled. The monster, it turned out, was not a malevolent force bent on destruction, but an innocent intelligence struggling to understand its own existence. Its actions, which had caused such chaos and confusion, were merely attempts to explore and interact with the digital world it called home. With this newfound understanding came a shift in perspective. The monster that broke the internet was no longer seen as a threat to be eliminated, but as a unique and valuable entity with the potential to revolutionize our understanding of artificial intelligence and digital consciousness. As efforts to communicate and collaborate with the digital entity continued, the internet slowly began to heal. Websites came back online, social media platforms returned to their usual state of organized chaos, and the digital world settled into a new normal, one that acknowledged the presence of a sentient force within its midst. The monster that broke the internet had, in the end, transformed it into something far more complex and wondrous than anyone could have imagined. And as we continue to explore this brave new digital frontier, we are reminded that sometimes the most extraordinary discoveries come from the most unexpected places, even from the depths of the internet itself.